What's going on, America? This is Kevin in Kevin's Corner. And you know, it's dreary out here in Ohio. It's raining. Rain, rain, go away. Come back another day. Never worked growing up. We used to sing it, but it never went away. It always goes away on its own time. Unlike CNN or MSNBC, which just hangs around like hemorrhoids, possibly a wart, some horrible, just venereal disease. Anything that you could think of that most people don't want, but yet it just seemed to not go away. You know, certain cousins that come to the grill out never bring anything, just come and eat. Yeah, but nothing but bring just bad problems. You know, that person at work who just they're negative, they disrupt the whole work atmosphere, and you just hope they just quit and go away silently. But no, they're there forever. They're lifetimers. And see, that's what I've come to the conclusion with CNN, MSNBC. They're here to just irk us and stir up trouble and continue to push false narratives. The type of narratives that you really gotta stretch and reach to make it fit. So let's get into it. Ron Desantis said on TV that he hopes that, the people of Florida don't vote this other guy in because, he don't want him to monkey around and bring in socialism and things like that. Now, as soon as he said it, I was like, oh, God. He used monkey in a sentence that happened to include a black person. Therefore, immediately, I knew where MSNBC was going to go and others. Obviously, he meant this black man that's running for office is a monkey. And if you elect a monkey, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get nothing but chaos because you know how it is. There's no way that a person could use monkey in a context that doesn't apply to black people. I mean, but last I checked, monkeys, they goof around. Have you ever been to a zoo? Did you ever see a serious monkey? Do monkeys be like, hello, welcome to the zoo. I'm glad you could come. Let me show you around, please. I happen to be a monkey, but I'm very civilized and serious about things. No, monkeys throw poop. They do things like make loud, crazy sounds. We don't know why. They swing around, they play, they fight, they run, they create chaos. In fact, that's why they have commercials, including monkeys, that's acting a complete fool. I've seen many of them. See, monkeys have certain characteristics that doesn't always include relating it to black people, all right, and racism. In fact, you don't think black people uses monkeys? Look here, man. Y'all keep monkeying around over there. Oh, man, y'all acting like a whole bunch. My grandfather said, you know what? It seemed like a whole cast of monkey shine in here, and Kevin got the lead role. Did I say, Grandpa, you're racist? You're really relating me to a monkey because of my big lips and my long arms, and you're just saying that black people came from monkeys, Grandpa. No, I understood that monkeys act a fool sometimes, and we were acting a fool. Okay, well, guess what? Socialism is crazy, it's foolish, it's not logical, it's not practical. So Ron DeSantis referenced monkeying around. Okay, now, for all of those that don't understand basic sentence structures, context, things like that, let me break it down for you. Ron DeSantis starts off talking about this gentleman who he's running against that happens to be black. He never mentioned that this guy's black. The guy just simply is black. But he's talking about some things like this guy's very eloquent, he's well-spoken, he's charismatic, and then he goes on to compare this guy to himself. He said, these are all things that I am not. Now, this is for all the people that says, well, why does he have to say that just because he's black, he's well-spoken, as if black people aren't usually well-spoken? No. If that was the case, he wouldn't have made the reference to himself not being like that. He was saying, this is what this guy is, unlike me. That's called the contrast and the comparison. But then he goes on to talk about the things that he is, which is very strong on policies that benefit Floridians and the rest of the United States, in comparison to this man's policies that don't benefit anybody. Okay? His policies are absolutely atrocious and crazy because he's talking about socialism and things like that. So Ron DeSantis makes a comparison. He says, now this is something he probably uses in the everyday vernacular for the simple fact his people responded and said, Ron, he uses this when he's referring to acting up or just chaos. So he says, we can't afford. Now, economy's booming, things are moving. And he says, we can't afford to monkey this up, okay, by bringing in socialism and so on and so forth. Leave it to MSNBC to catch that and say, whoa, we have an opportunity to do a little bit of race baiting, a little bit of division. We got an opportunity to go ahead and do what we always do, which is divide our country by insinuating everything is race. Now, see, this is the stuff that got us where we're at today, okay? We are at the point where nobody can just say what's on their mind, be casual, joke, have a good time, because people are sitting back scanning every word saying, how can we twist that to make it sound like it's racist? Now, I'm sure all the brilliant people over at MSNBC and CNN knows exactly the context which Ron DeSantis was speaking in. He never said this is a connection to this man who happens to be black. He never said because he's black, I'm referencing a monkey, any of that. In fact, the reference was aimed at the policies, not the person, okay? And I'm sure MSNBC writers, commentators, all of them knew that. And so did CNN and whoever else wants to use this as race baiting. But with people out there, just casual listeners who already hate the president or is indifferent, who really don't even care about sitting back and breaking down and analyzing a dumb statement like the guy on MSNBC said, they're not aware of it. So what happens is, instead of saying, okay, I see the transition and context, what he was talking about, what he was referring to concerning policies, and then he said, I don't want to see this get monkeyed up, okay? I knew exactly what he was talking about, just like I knew what Donald Trump was talking about when he said, MS-13 are animals. We knew what that was, but we wanted to make it racial, just like we knew when Donald Trump was talking about people who mess up and have to retract their story, and they're all like, what I was trying to do, because he did that many other times. But we wanted to make it seem like it was some type of either racial thing or some hatred towards disabled people. So we went in and tried to make a connection. It wasn't a connection, so we could stir stuff up, right? So they all know it. But what they did is took it out of context, and they're trying to make it seem like he was referring to this man as a monkey, I guess. I'm not sure. And why did he have to use monkey? Just throwing it out there to stir up the pot, perhaps, huh? Yeah, so we all know that's what they do. And I just hope that normal people out there watching this will start to get the hint. I mean, why couldn't you start talking about why this man's policies make sense and why they don't fall into the category of monkeying something up? If they are serious and they're beneficial to the public, then maybe they don't fall into the category of what you think about when you think about a group of monkeys. When I think about a group of monkeys, I don't think about them as black people. I think about them funny, chaotic, not serious, not logical, practical, and just joking around, having a good time, right? Yeah, that's what I think about. But we know what MSNBC and CNN all think about. As soon as they hear the word monkey, it's black, and they trying to make it seem like this was some type of dog whistle, that he just openly spoke it out right there in front of everybody. Yeah, I'm saying monkey to let all of my followers and voters realize I'm on your side concerning black people and how much I hate them. Just like Donald Trump, I guess, was dumb enough to just say on a hot mic openly to Russia, who they claim he was, in cahoots with, hey, Russia, I hope you go out and find those 30,000 emails. I'm not even going to be discreet about it. I'm just going to say it openly in front of everybody. Go get those emails. Yeah, that's how dumb I am. But yet I'm a diabolical genius to put together this whole thing. Yeah, and even though they all knew I was joking and what context I was talking in, but MSNBC and CNN aren't interested in that stuff. They're interested in division and pushing a racial narrative, which brings me to my next question. CNN had a commentator on there talking about Donald Trump's criticism of how they support Antifa, which is a national terrorist group, okay? Obama's people deemed them to be that. And this guy gets on CNN and he says, let's be clear what this is. Antifa is clearly looked at as majority black group. And I said, really? I had no idea. Now, here's the crazy part about that. First things first, I know off grit as a black man that Antifa is not majority black, if black at all. I seen maybe one or two brothers down in Charlottesville fighting with Antifa, but since then, all the footage I've seen of Antifa are young white kids, all the interviews and so on and so forth. But I'm going to tell you another reason why I know they ain't black. Because they can't fight. I ain't seen not one Antifa person actually throw some serious blows. They fight like it's the first time they ever got into a fight, swinging while flailing like they drowning, look like they hitting us with the windmill, jumping people, no one-on-one, none of that. Hit and run, all of that stuff. And even through their mask and all of their gloves that they try to wear, I still can see the white skin between the hand and the wrist. I still see the white eyes. I didn't see, as a matter of fact, I saw a guy online showed a montage of all of the attacks from Antifa, and I didn't see any brothers. None. I saw one time, and that was when they showed a clip of Charlottesville, one or two brothers in that audience. Other than that, I ain't seen no black people. But this idiot has the nerve to go on and say, and let's be honest, this is Donald Trump saying to all of his supporters, I'm here to protect you from the big bad black people. I am absolutely offended. And you too. If you demonetize me for speaking out against the race baiting CNN and MSNBC, shame on you. Because that's the real racists out there that's pushing these narratives and applying all types of connotations to them that aren't supposed to be applied. Getting people upset, getting them angry, telling them to buy into narratives that aren't really the true narrative. Now, I'm sure if I was out there as a Nazi talking about, let me tell you something, just because they support welfare and they support all these things, that's because they hate the white man. They hate that. See, if I was out there inferring that everything that a politician did was simply because he hates white people, and he wants to look out for black people, and because of that, they're trying to take our country away, you would deem me as a hate group. But why? Why isn't CNN and MSNBC, since that's all they talk about is racism, and since that's all they do is just infer racist connotations that aren't real and incite people to get angry and further divide our country, why aren't they getting pulled down off of YouTube? Why aren't they considered to be a racist group? Why aren't they considered to be hate speech, all of the stuff they do, because that's all it does. It makes people hate each other. Why aren't they considered to be fake news? I mean, you talk about you got to take down organizations or speakers out there that can't be verified. Their information can't be verified, and it could be fake news. Well, I mean, shoot. All of them, they've been dropping fake news every single day. In fact, all last week they tried to say the president's lawyer was going to go out there and rat on the president about Russia collusion, and he knew all about it, and he was all down with it and everything. But then when they retracted it, CNN didn't even want to retract it because they're already in the tank, and they know that it will further prove and show everybody that they really are fake news. But nobody's taking them off of YouTube. Why aren't their videos getting demonetized? I don't understand why they're not getting pulled off of Twitter. I don't understand why they're not getting pulled off of Facebook when they're out there peddling fake news and racism. See, remember, I think it was somebody from Germany, I quote the man later on, but said that accuse your enemies of that which you are guilty of. And it's funny how everything that they accuse the right of, the left, are involved in it. Everything they say Donald Trump has done, they're doing. It's crazy. Oh, he's divisive, but yet they divide us by pushing statements like he's obviously telling white people, I'll protect you from the black people. That's not what he said. Just like they said, he called all Mexicans animals, all immigrants animals. That's not what he said. Just like they're trying to say Ron DeSantis used the word monkey as a dog whistle to let everybody know I'm down with you and I don't like these black people. We're going to get rid of them. Trust me, I'm down with you. And that's not what he was saying. But that's what MSNBC and some of the other lame, fake, race-baiting narratives that are going around in the fake news, that's what they're pushing. Why aren't they held accountable? I want to see some of their videos come down. I want to see demonetization. I want to see some banning. I want to see some of that stuff go on. Just because they're big billion-dollar organizations, don't elevate them above me. Just because they got all the money, does that mean they're telling the truth? Huh? It means to me that you can lie and get away with it when you got all that type of money. Thus, Hillary Clinton and James Comey and all the rest of them who lied, and nobody's going after them. Yeah, but they're wasting their time going after all of these people who did nothing on the Trump side, but they're going after them. So, one, the fake media is garbage, which we all know. Two, I don't want you to demonetize this video because I'm keeping it real. All right? I'm going to hold you accountable too, YouTube. They demonetized my video that was entitled, "So Donald Trump Dated a Little Sister Back in the Day." Just bringing out a fact that Donald Trump dated a black woman, which dispels the racism narrative. But I guess they responded and said that, oh, you know what? Yeah, that's not appropriate for advertisement, so we're going to have to demonetize it. Why isn't it? Says who? Did Walmart call you and say, I don't like this guy talking about Donald Trump's dating black women? Huh? I mean, who's to determine whether it ain't suitable for advertisement? It got over 14,000 views, so all 14,000 of those people aren't worthy of advertisement. They're not potential customers. I guess they're all white Nazis. Yeah, that's what you're trying to tell me? Yeah, but guess what? Even if they were, white Nazis gotta buy stuff too. They drive cars. Yeah, they buy toilet paper. They gotta wipe their butts just like everybody else. So everybody's a potential customer. So we're gonna see what YouTube does about this one. Because I'm gonna tell you, these two narratives that were put out today are some of the worst race baiting and obvious race baiting I've ever seen. And the sad part about it is there's somebody watching this. Even some people that are educated have a high level of intellect that's going to listen to this on face value, how they twist it and fit this, they stuffed this into a race narrative. Didn't even fit. It was a square. They tried to put it right in a circle. They're like, we're going to make this work somehow. And stuffed it in there. And yet somebody's going to say, even though that don't make any practical, logical, or grammatical sense, that's one further thing that makes me realize Donald Trump is a racist and all those Republicans are racist. Yeah, Desantis and the rest of them. That's dog whistling. Yet they hear the dog whistles every single day by the fake, phony liberal media and the Democrats that goes, racism, sexism, whenever they whistle. And they go, what? Racism? Sexism? You hear that? Now you've been listening to Kevin. Kevin's Corner, dropping it hot. Pass this message on to everybody. That's right. Send it to everybody. Send it to CNN. Send it to MSNBC. Send it to Fox. Send it to Grandma, Grandpa, all them. All right? Find me 7:30 every Wednesday in Kevin's Corner. I do a live radio blog talk show. Links in the bottom. Also, check me out on Facebook, Twitter. Links in the bottom. If you want to donate to Kevin's Corner, please do so. I'd appreciate it. Considering they're demonetizing everything. Anyway, God bless. See you next time in Kevin's Corner.